Welcome. I'm your host, Trinette Collier-Green, and this is Woman on Fire TV, where we sit back and chat about life, building healthy relationships between self, community, friends, family, and most importantly, with God. And today I have with me a very special guest, a very awesome woman of God, Geri, Alicia. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for coming on. Look at all. Y'all, she's so young. If you look at her, she's so, but very knowledgeable and whatnot. So how are you today?
I am good. It's been a good day.
Good, good. I love it. So we're going to jump right in because you have a testimony, you have some funny stories or whatnot. Let's jump right in. Tell us who you are and what is it that you do.
Okay, well, I am Geri Alicia. I was born in Houston, but I've been in Atlanta since I was like 3 years old. Me and my husband have been married for 6 years, but we've actually been in love for 12.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Funny story is we actually met on MySpace.com back in 2006.
Y'all know how old MySpace is, right?
Right.
She said
that
MySpace.
Facebook was just for college friends.
Right. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we met back in 2006, got married in 2012, and we've been inseparable really ever since.
Oh, she still got that glow, that in love glow.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
That's my
Your
boo.
boo. Wow. So let's jump right in and tell us your testimony. Like, where did this journey lead you? Like, where did it start that led you to this book and all of this?
Okay, so the name of my book is Overcoming Infertility, Faith While You Wait. And that was birthed through personal experience because, like I said, me and my husband have been in love since 2006. 2006. And we have never been pregnant.
Really?
Every pregnancy test I've ever taken has come back negative.
Wow.
Yeah, now I'm actually protesting taking pregnancy tests.
Right.
Yeah, I'm protesting. It's not happening. Like, Jesus is going to have to come and tell me, Geri, you're pregnant. That's how it's going to go, because I just can't.
You're right. Can't. But you're so young. How is this?
It's hard because I'm young.
Yeah.
Everybody else I know is having kids
yes.
and having multiple kids. And I'm just like, okay. Don't know what's going on, but okay. So, yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But even through all that, God has been such a blessing. He has really helped me to understand some things about myself.
Okay.
To understand some things about my journey.
Yeah.
What had happened was, you got the what had happened was stories. Before last year, God did not release me to go to the doctor or anything. So before last year, I hadn't gone to the doctor to see, why we weren't conceiving or anything like that. So finally, last year, God was like, okay, go to the doctor. So I go to the doctor, and if you don't know the procedure, they do a STD testing. Right. So a week later, came back. The doctor was like, you have chlamydia. I said, wait a minute, what?
Right.
And so for the people that don't know, chlamydia does cause infertility.
Yes.
And so me and my husband, before we got married, we went through a break.
Okay.
We're going to call it that. We went through a break.
Yes.
And so there were other people involved.
Yes.
And so I called him and I woke him up because he works overnight. So it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He was like dead asleep.
Right.
I woke him up. I was like, babe. He was like, huh. I was like, wake up. Because I know him. He won't remember conversations.
Right.
So I was like, wake up. And I was like, I need to talk to you. I was like, when we broke up and all that stuff happened?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. I was like, were you with anybody else? I know what I did, but were you? He was like, no, I was just trying to get you back. I was like, okay, well, this is what's happening.
Okay.
And he was like, okay. And so through that, like last year was like one of the worst years of my life.
Really?
Because I went through another depression. The first depression was in like 2014, 15, when we were first trying, like for real.
Right.
And I was just like, God, I can't do this. Like, this is not fair.
Yeah.
But last year, the depression, it just went to a whole nother level. And my husband's like, what are you talking about? I told you I wasn't going anywhere. Like, it is what it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it does play a role on a woman, because you're looking at all of these, your friends, you're looking at TV, you're just like, okay, I'm married, God, and people automatically think you can get pregnant right off the bat.
They ask you the month after you
Yes.
say I do.
Y'all have kids?
Yes. So when y'all having kids,
Right,
okay,
right.
then year after year goes by,
Yeah.
they ask all, like every time they see you.
Yeah.
It's like never ending.
Exactly.
And so I had to tell my family, hey,
Yeah.
you know, don't ask no more.
Right,
Just
right.
don't ask. Whenever it happens.
Right. So
'Cause
do
I
you
don't
share
know.
this? Do you share your journey with your family?
Yes and no.
Okay,
So
yeah.
anybody that knows me knows I'm all over social media.
Yeah.
So my family knows that we're trying.
Okay.
They just like, they're just letting us deal with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically. Now my mom, on the other hand, moms can be a little pushy sometimes. But no, my mom's really great. She's just like, like, my dad had surgery not too long ago. We were in the hospital room, and she was like, you know what, I decree and declare that 2020 is your year. I was like, go, Mom.
Right,
yes, yes. So,
wow.
yeah.
Okay, so after you did the breakup with your husband and whatnot, you got back together, and was it right off the bat that you all decided that you wanted to have a child, or you all had a plan?
Well, funny story about me. He's the only man I actually wanted to have a family or anything with.
Okay.
And so we've known our kids' names since probably like almost when we got together.
Okay.
Like even before we got married and all that. So we've known our kids' names and all of that. So I tell people I've been trying for 12 years, but we wasn't really in the will of God back then. So I don't really count those 6 years because Jesus was like, what are y'all doing?
Right.
And so that's why I say I have it's a two-part answer. Yeah. But we've always known our kids' names.
Okay.
We did change their names eventually when God started doing some stuff. But yeah, we've always known.
So your faith has been a major, it's been major in your life, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It had to be.
Okay.
Because after we got married and we started trying, my faith was really tested. I was like, God, something's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
Because this is not working.
Right.
Like,
describe what the feeling was, because I think a lot of women, because again, we met because I reached out to you because I was going through the same thing.
Right.
But many people, especially women and women of faith, just pray about it. God's gonna bless you when it's that time.
If I don't ever hear that again,
right?
I'm okay.
Exactly.
I'm okay.
Or, well, maybe it's just not your time, or maybe it's just not meant for you to have. And you're looking like, okay, but Jesus gave you about 5, 6, 7 kids, so
and you're not even married,
right? Exactly.
You're not even married.
How has this really affected you over time? As you're trying to conceive.
So in the beginning, I was angry.
Yeah. Okay.
People that weren't married were getting pregnant. People that cheated on their husbands were getting pregnant. All this crazy stuff. So I was kind of angry.
Okay.
But I was more so like, God, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Like, am I not good enough? Like, what's really going on?
Exactly.
And so that's how the depression started.
Okay.
I was just like, I wasn't eating. Like, my husband works overnight, so my sleep pattern is already crazy. Yeah. But it got even crazier back then. Like, I wasn't sleeping, and he was, like, really worried about me.
Okay.
And my husband has this thing where he talks about our kids like they're already here. It's the funniest and cutest thing in the world. But back then, he, like, for a period of time, he stopped talking about them.
Okay.
And one day, we were in a heated discussion, and I was like, well, what's wrong with you? And all this, it was bad. And he was like, well, every time I talk about her, you get this look on your face, and I don't like seeing you cry, so I just don't talk about her. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And so God had to really show me, you need to get yourself together, because that's part of his process.
Okay. And how did you do that? Because this took place how long? How long were you depressed?
For about a year.
Yeah, okay.
For about a year,
yeah.
I say. It wasn't easy.
Okay.
Because I wasn't really considering his feelings. Because it's not happening in your body.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
But God showed me that I needed to consider his feelings. And he showed me that things that I thought were just cute that my husband did were really part of his process, and how he processed not having a baby.
Okay.
And so I had to get to a point, and this is actually kind of how the book got started. I had to get to a point where I was like, okay, Lord, either you're going to do something really great or I'm going to go crazy.
Right,
it's going to be one or the other. I don't know which one. So this is on you.
Right.
And so I made a post in a wife group that I'm in called Wifeability that my cousin is actually over in. And I was like, hey, girls, I'm going to study 7 women in the Bible that overcame infertility. Who wants to join me?
Yeah.
And so, like, 20 people were like, oh, yeah, girl, I need that because I'm going through it. I was like, wait, what?
Right.
I was like, okay. And so that's how my ministry got started, and that's how the book was birthed.
And you say a ministry. Now, for most people, they will be like, that's not a ministry, because if God wants you to have children, you have children. If he don't, and I've been told this. So explain your ministry, because it is a ministry.
It is. And I say ministry because I pray for these women. Like, you know, me and you, we're doing a challenge right now where we're going through Bible verses. Yes. So it's an actual ministry. I'm not just, you know, out here speaking. I'm really like doing one-on-ones with these women. I'm encouraging them. I'm praying for them when 3 o'clock in the morning, and I feel like praying for them, you know. It's like a ministry. And an organization, because these women were like, oh my God, I absolutely needed this.
Yes. Because it's a very lonely journey.
It is.
Especially when you see your cousins, you see your family members. I even remember talking to God. I said, well, God, you blessed my mom with 5 children. You blessed all my aunts and my sisters and everybody with children. What is it about me? Like you said, you start thinking, what's wrong with me? And you go through test after test. You go into doctors. Did you ever go through all of that? Did you go through infertility doctors and whatnot?
No. So after that diagnosis, I was like, wait.
Okay, gotcha.
And so because I went through another depression, because I was like, so you're telling me that this is my fault, like for real. And so the doctor was like, well, we don't know if you were the carrier or your husband. We just know you both had it. You need to get treatment, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. And so I took ownership of it, even though there wasn't really any ownership, because you never know.
You're right.
Because we had lives before each other.
Exactly.
Because my husband's 4 years older than me. So he wasn't single, you know. Like, he was living his life.
Right.
And so I was just like, no, it's my fault. And so I remember this so clearly. One day, I was in the bed and I was like really randomly crying. Okay. Like nothing had happened. There was no argument. Right. It was like real random. Right. I was like doing way too much. And my husband was like, babe, what's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah. I was like, it's all my fault. He was like, babe, it's okay.
So he was comforting you.
Yes. He was like, it's okay. I told you I'm not going anywhere. You know, that was before we even got married. And I already know, you know, it's okay. Yeah. I was like, okay.
Oh, because many marriages do break up over this. Oh, yeah. And people don't really think so. Right. It's like, no, he's supposed to be there for you. But no, because it becomes a burden. Right. Because you're still trying to figure out these things, and then you forget about your husband. Right. You know?
And for a time, I did. For a time, like, it's not that I forgot about him, but I forgot that he was going through it too. I tell women all the time, it might be happening in your body, but it's happening to him too. Right. He still has to go through the fact that he doesn't have a baby girl running around. Yeah. He still has to go through the fact that he doesn't have a junior that's going to take his name. So I encourage women, remember him in this grief process, because he's grieving too. It may not look like it. You might not ever see a tear, but he's grieving too.
That's
in his own way.
That's interesting, because I never thought of the man grieving. Yeah. So how are you and your husband getting through that?
We focus on each other. Like when I say, you know, your husband is your best friend. Yeah. That's my dude for real. Okay. Yeah. Like I just talked to him on the way over. He was asleep. He was like, "Well, call me when you leave. You want to make sure you're safe." I was like, "Oh my God, you're so overprotective," but okay. And so we do things together. You know, I've not shut down like talking about you know our babies, because we know their names. Yeah. Like we have conversations about what they're going to be like now. If they're actually going to be like that, we don't know. But it's good, you know, it's good to play that out. It's totally cool. And so we really focus on each other. And a lot of times my husband has felt like it was his fault. Even though, all the stuff with the STD went on,
Right.
he feels like it was his fault. I remember we were in a heated discussion one day, and this conversation made no sense at all.
Right.
We went from arguing about dishes to other random stuff. And I was like, wait.
Right.
This can't be life right now. This cannot be happening.
Right.
And so Holy Spirit was like, something else is going on. And so I had to repent for this later.
Okay.
I look at him after he goes on a rant. I look at him. I say, "What the is wrong with you?"
Right.
And he like screams at the top. Like, I live in an apartment, and he screams at the top of his lungs, "I can't give you kids."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And so, yeah, they grieve in their own way.
Okay.
And like my husband, he's a man, so he doesn't really talk about stuff. I have to like pry stuff out of him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
So it was affecting him, and you didn't even know it because you were so focused on yourself and your body.
No, at this point, womb prep is doing its thing, and so it wasn't like I wasn't in the depression or anything. He just never talked about it.
Okay.
Or when I would say, hey, how are you doing?
Right.
Oh, I'm good. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm good. Yeah.
And so if you tell me I'm good, I'm thinking you're good.
Right.
But you weren't really good. You were, going through your own process. So now what I do is every so often, like periodically, especially when Holy Spirit tells me, I'll hug him. I'll be like, babe, it's not your fault.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep, especially as a wife, because you don't, and again, we don't consider men and having feelings. We're just like, okay, well, you can do it, and it's my, like you said, it's my fault, but it's the both of you all, and for you to hug him, that's very profound.
And so that was just something God gave me, just like tell him it's not his fault, because he's been walking around with this guilt,
right?
And I call it misplaced guilt because we don't know,
right.
And even if the STD or whatever the case is, at the end of the day. It's a whole bunch of folks walking around with a whole bunch of stuff. They got a whole bunch of kids. So at the end of the day, we can't even really go by that.
Right, exactly.
It's just not what God wanted at the time.
Right.
And I've come to be kind of, sort of, not really, maybe okay with that.
Okay.
Depending on the day. On the day.
Yeah.
And so now me and my husband, we're good.
Okay. Good.
He works, I work, but when we're off, it's just our time. We go to the movies. Like, we really focus on each other. Okay. Because I never want him to feel like a means to an end. I never want him to feel like, oh, I have to have sex with you because you just want a baby.
And that's my next question. How do you, how is that? Because, so I remember going through that process, going through the counseling, and my counselor was like, I need you to relax and not make it forceful. I need you to relax and not focus on a baby. Right. So, and I didn't understand that because I talk about in my book how I was just having sex for a baby. Right. Because I wanted this child so bad.
Women are.
Exactly. How do you get that through wives? Like, it's not about at that moment, you got to make sure that you as a couple are strong,
I think the biggest thing you have to remember, your husband is he's an actual person. He's not a machine. He's not a sperm donor. He's an actual person. Right. And so when I say that, they're like, "Oh yeah, he really like."
Right.
He
because
really
it clears. It's like, "Oh yeah, he is a man."
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm like,
person.
So you don't want him to use you.
Right.
You don't want him to just use you for sex. We get mad at folks for that.
Yeah,
We be ready to cut somebody out.
Yeah.
Use me for sex.
Exactly.
But so you can't do that to him. Like, okay, it's understandable you want a baby. Yeah. It's understandable that you really, really want a baby. Right. It's even understandable that you really times 10 want a baby.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you still have to live with this person. You still have to, build a life for this person. And I tell people all the time, there is life outside of having a baby.
Exactly.
Because if your whole 100% focus is going to have a baby, you're not going to live.
Right, you don't. I remember not living. Exactly. And I remember going through that. I didn't live. And I remember I planned for a baby, from the car to the bank account to everything I planned, it was centered around the baby.
Right.
You know, and then you forget about you because it's
Right.
this baby, and you know, you forget about your partner, you forget about yourself, you forget about God.
Exactly, and that's my next point, because you know your husband feels like a machine.
Yeah.
You're so stressed out that
Yeah.
your hormones are all over the
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
And God is like, well, what about me? God is like, okay, you keep saying you want a baby, but
Yeah.
what about what I want? What about what I'm trying to do in your life? What about where I'm trying to
You don't want to
take
hear that. You be like, I don't want to
you
hear that.
like, no,
Lord.
God, I want a baby right now. Okay.
Right. You be like, did you ask the other folks that? You know, you just start having this attitude with God.
And God is like, what?
Yeah.
And so I tell people all the time, ask God what He wants.
Ask him what he wants.
Yeah. Ask God, okay, Lord.
So even though you have the desire to want a family, you still have to ask God what he wants?
Yes, ask Him what He wants, because God's desire may line up with yours, but it may look differently than what you think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because sometimes we have this idea in
Yeah.
mind. We're going to grow up. We're going to
Yeah.
go to college. We're going
Yeah.
to graduate. We're going to marry our college sweetheart.
Yes.
You know, we're going to have 2.5 kids with a
Yeah.
3-story house and a picket fence. And God is like, but no.
Exactly.
That's not what we're doing.
Not
And
at
so, you
all.
know, the Bible tells us He will give us the desires
Yeah.
of our heart. But
Yeah.
the kicker to that is our desires have to line up with His will.
We missed that part. I know
Yes.
I've missed that part.
Yes.
Because I'm like,
Most of us do.
yeah, it's like, Lord, you told me you'll give me but I missed that part. And I had to go back.
Yeah.
And I learned that through your movement. Tell us about womb prep.
So Womb Prep is my baby.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love Womb Prep. It is the organization, the ministry
Mm-hmm.
for women that have experienced or are experiencing infertility or pregnancy loss.
Mm-hmm.
We do events all around the city and now all around the country.
Yeah.
I also, you know, my book is a part of Womb Prep.
Yeah.
The journal In the Waiting is a part of Womb Prep also. And
Yeah.
basically, my mission is to make infertility loud, because infertility is one of those topics
Yeah.
that nobody wants to touch. The
Nobody.
church just wants you to pray about it.
Yes.
Government, they don't want you to talk about it at all.
Yes,
And
yes.
so my mission, my personal mission is to make it loud. My personal mission is to let women who are going through it know, hey, you're not alone. It
Right.
absolutely sucks, and I'm sorry you're going through
Yeah.
it, but at least you don't have to go through it alone now.
Right. How do you do that when you're going through
Girl,
it?
hard.
I want to hear the truth, because a lot of times we're like, no, we're good. I'm good. I'm
No.
ministering to y'all. But how is it that you're able to do this? Because I always ask you, like, are you good? Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're giving so much to us, but what about you? So how do you go through all of this?
So my husband is amazing. My husband, he makes sure, because he knows, like, if I'm on a mission,
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So he makes sure, hey, did you eat today? Like, he asked me that earlier. He was like, you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I was a little sleepy, but I was like, yeah. For the
Right.
most part, I'm good. Emotionally, I have to take breaks.
Okay.
Like, that's why a lot of people are like, are you okay? Because you haven't done such and such.
Yeah.
And such. I needed a break. I
Right.
need to deal with my stuff.
Yeah.
And I found that when I don't take breaks, I'm really stressed out.
Okay.
I'm really emotional, and people be looking at me like I'm crazy.
You're right.
I don't want y'all to look at me like I'm crazy. So, yes, I definitely have to take breaks. And really,
Okay.
it's the strength of God. It's not me, because if
Right.
it was up to me, I don't know if I would actually be doing this.
Yeah.
As much as I love Womb Prep,
Yeah.
it's hard to do because I'm still going through it myself.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
blessing in it is that everything that I say, God gives to me first. I'm like, go, Jesus.
Right.
Yes. And so, you know, when I say, everybody's like, oh my gosh, your Instagram, I'm following you on Instagram,
Yeah.
I'm following you on Facebook. I'm like, okay, cool.
Right,
yeah,
right.
okay. And so, but yeah, I really do have to take breaks, because if I don't, I would be a wreck. Yeah.
Because it's so real.
Yeah,
You know,
it
you're
is.
watching. And I think, I remember having to, even now, I have to take my eyes off of people. And I have to take my eyes off, especially social media.
Yep.
I have to take my eyes off of others, you know. Even as being an educator, I'm looking at, you know, children, and people are so quick to say, well, those are your babies. And I'm like, no, those are not my babies. They're my babies in this career, and I love them dearly. And then sometimes the enemy starts to play on your mind.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
that And I think people people look at me, they're like, oh, you're going through this so beautifully. No, I'm not. Because 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm okay, but I'm having a moment.
Right.
And so, but I allow myself to have moments.
Okay.
I'm not perfect.
Okay.
I'm never going to be perfect.
And so I never did that. I never allowed myself to, because I would say, somebody would make me feel guilty about having those moments. And I had to finally say, no, y'all don't understand. And you, like you said, you have to have that moment. So what do you do in that moment?
It depends on how bad or good the moment is. Sometimes if I'm having a moment, I'm not answering my phone. I'm putting on a Disney movie to make me laugh because I don't want to cry. I don't want nothing serious right now. I don't want anything that's going to make me think too deep. So sometimes that's just where I have to go. And I had to learn that it was okay to do that. It was okay to have a moment. Because people will make you feel guilty. Oh, you ain't never been pregnant, so what are you mad about? Hold on, wait, what?
Exactly.
So I give myself moments, and I'm okay with it.
Wow, Geri, Alicia, look into that camera and tell us how we can connect with you.
So to connect with me personally, I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Geri Alicia. That is GeriAlicea, and that's on all of them. If you're someone that's going through infertility, or you know someone that is, they can definitely connect with Womb Prep, WOMBPREP, on all social media.
Wow, Geri Alicia, that is I'm so thankful that you're bringing this to forth, because again, we don't talk about it.
At all.
As women, we may share a little bit here. Oh, you know what? I didn't have kids, or I lost a child, or whatnot. But we don't go in depth about it.
Right, and then it's usually like 20 years later. Like that doesn't help me right now. But okay, thank you.
Exactly.
And so that's why I'm so glad that God has me going through it and teaching others too, because they can see what I'm going through. And so now I have. I'm doing Facebook Live segments called My TTC Reality. And that's just to let people know, hey, it's not all good all the time. Like, this journey is not cute.
Exactly. It's not. It's not cute. And you have to be obedient. That's part of that walk, that journey. You have to be faithful. I call this my mustard seed faith journey. Because you literally have to rely on his faith. And while people are speaking into you, you have to say, okay, God, it must be because they're speaking. You have to speak to yourself. You have to speak to your body. So I really thank you. I really thank you. And I'm so thankful that I reached out to you when I did.
Too.
I was like, Lord, I'm not letting nobody else know. I already said it in my book. But obviously you're here for that reason. And I can't wait to meet your children. I really cannot.
Be so spoiled.
They are. Look, they already have a whole bunch of aunties and uncles.
Like thousands of them. It's so funny. But I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
I thank you so much. Again, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing to know you and just to hear your story. So I commend you. And as for all of you all, thank you so much for tuning in. And please connect with her and stay connected with me on all social media, Trinette L. Collier. My website, I am TrinetteLCollier.com. And every day that you wake up, just know that life is good. No matter what you're going through, life is still good. Remember to live, love, and laugh. Find some laughter in your life. And just know that you are blessed. Okay? Until next time, thank you so much. This is Woman on Fire TV. Bye.